Hey everyone, and welcome! I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today. We're jumping right in because this explainer is a complete breakdown of a truly fascinating audio diary focused entirely on the deep internal work of self therapy. Over the next few minutes, we're going to map out a completely new and honestly incredibly liberating framework to handle daily stress. So, if you've ever felt completely bogged down by your own mind, well, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to the journey we're about to take together.
Think about it. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself why simple tasks sometimes feel so overwhelmingly heavy? You know the exact feeling, right? It's that strange, unexplained physical resistance, like this heaviness right in your chest when you're just facing the most basic routine chores or everyday work tasks. Well, the speaker in our source material experienced this exact same heavy dread, and her audio diary documents the absolute breakthrough she had while trying to figure it all out.
All right, let's dive into this. Section 1, the weight of routine. To really understand what was going on, the speaker kicked off her self-therapy process by closely analyzing her own emotional state. Now, at first, she tried what we all try, the common but ultimately failing approaches. She started overanalyzing everything, desperately searching for that psychological why. She tried using standard breathing tools to calm down, and when that completely failed, she kind of just tried to force herself to push through and just do it. But what she found was that for this specific, unexplained resistance, standard psychological tools simply didn't work. Honestly, they just made her more frustrated.
But then came the turning point. She shares this really specific anecdote about dreading an evening class she had to teach. And she had this profound realization in her diary that translates roughly to, the heavy feeling isn't from the class. The organism is just reacting this way. Boom. That was her massive aha moment. She realized the routine task itself wasn't the trigger for her anxiety at all. The task was literally just an innocent bystander to a physical reaction happening inside her own body. Which brings us right to section 2, breaking the false connection.
This shift in mindset fundamentally changes how we approach our own internal stress. The old mindset is exactly what exhausts us, right? Desperately searching for a psychological trigger for every single physical feeling we have. We constantly ask, why am I anxious? What's wrong with my job? What's wrong with my life? But contrast that with the new mindset, simply accepting a physical reaction as an isolated event of a shaken nervous system. Maybe it's literally just an emotional hangover from a bunch of excitement 2 days ago. Liberating yourself from that exhausting search for meaning is incredibly powerful. Okay, so how do we actually put this into action? Well, here is the step-by-step process. Step 1, notice the physical reaction. Step 2, detach it completely from your upcoming tasks. Stop blaming your emails or your laundry. And step 3, treat the physical body. As she notes, if your blood vessels are tight, maybe take a mild natural relaxant like valerian root. If you treat the physical symptom for exactly what it is, you completely bypass that endless cycle of overthinking.
Moving on to section 3, the life-forming priorities. So if we stop caring about all these little false triggers, we really need to define what actually warrants our emotional energy. She defines this beautifully with a very specific term, life-forming causes. These represent the incredibly short list of profound reasons that actually justify a deep psychological connection to your physical anxiety. By clearly defining this, she builds the foundation for a brilliant, incredibly strict priority system for her mental health.
And what exactly are those life priorities for her? Personal health and her child's state. That is it. It is so profoundly liberating to realize that absolutely everything else is just excluded. The speaker realized that unless a situation actively threatens her fundamental health or her daughter's well-being, it simply does not qualify for her deep emotional anxiety. Period. The rule becomes crystal clear. If it's not on the list, there is no deep connection to be found. Just return your focus to your family. Now, when the speaker feels that physical heaviness, she runs it against her quick 2-item list. If it doesn't match, she actively stops looking for a psychological connection. She grounds herself in the present moment, focuses on her family, and just lets that physical feeling pass like a change in the weather. And that leads us nicely into section 4, becoming an observer. Getting this internal clarity brings up a profound realization about relinquishing control, which translates perfectly from her diary as, I shouldn't teach or guide. See, when you finally stop micromanaging your own false internal anxieties, you suddenly lose the urge to control, intervene, or voice unneeded opinions on other people's lives and decisions too. Because, let's face it, other people's actions stem from their own internal thoughts and desires.
We really need to become observers, not controllers. Trying to control how others act or think is a pointless, massive drain on our energy. People do what they do based on a super complex web of their own internal motivations. When we truly accept this, we can just take a step back, save our own energy, and simply observe. Which leads to this incredibly powerful boundary statement. This is not my life. I mean, just saying that out loud brings a sense of profound relief, doesn't it? Untethering ourselves from the unnecessary burdens of other people's choices and judgments is the ultimate reward of this entire framework. It's not your life, so it absolutely does not require your anxiety.
To bring this all together, self-therapy isn't just some one-time magic trick that fixes you overnight. It's a continuous, daily practice of observation and detachment. It is an ongoing, empowering tool of self-analysis. You have to actively choose to detach your physical stress from your daily tasks, and you have to actively choose to observe rather than control, day after day. So I want to wrap up this explainer with a final thought for you to take away. Ask yourself, what is one thing you must stop controlling today? Is it a routine task you're totally overthinking? Or is it maybe someone else's decision that you've been carrying on your own shoulders? Think about that as you go about your day. Try applying this framework, break those false connections, and give your nervous system the break it so desperately deserves. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.